Alright, so in this problem, I have x is equal to 256 to the power of negative x. So to solve this, I'm going to start by taking the square root on both sides. So now I have the square root of x is equal to the square root of 256 to the power of negative x. So before we do that, actually, I'm going to rewrite 256 to the power of negative x as 1 over 256 to the power of x. So now I can multiply x with 256 to the power of x, and this is equal to 1. Now I'm going to divide both sides by x. So now I have 256 to the power of x is equal to 1 over x. And now I can go ahead and take the power of 1 over x on both sides. So now I have 256 to the power of x to the power of 1 over x is equal to 1 over x to the power of 1 over x. Now x and 1 over x, these two cancel out. So now I have 256 is equal to 1 over x to the power of 1 over x. And 256, that's the same thing as 4 to the power of 4. So I have 4 to the power of 4 is equal to 1 over x to the power of 1 over x. Now, if I have something in the form a to the power of a is equal to b to the power of b, this means that a is equal to b. So, in this case, 4 is equal to 1 over x. Now, if I multiply both sides by x, these two cancel out, and I get 4x is equal to 1. Now, if I divide both sides by 4, I get x is equal to 1 over 4. So now to check, I have x is equal to 256 to the power of negative x. And x is equal to 1/4, so I have 1/4 is equal to 256 to the power of negative 1/4. And this is the same thing as 1/4 is equal to 1 over 256 to the power of 1 over 4. Now, 256 to the power of 1 over 4 is 4, so I have 1/4 is 1/4, and this is right. Alright, so in this problem, I have 2 to the power of x squared over 4 to the power of x is equal to 16. Now, I'm going to rewrite this as 2 to the power of x squared over 2 squared to the power of x is equal to 2 to the power of 4. So this way, all my terms have a base of 2. Now, if I have something in the form a to the power of m to the power of n, this is equal to a to the power of m times n. So 2 to the power of 2 to the power of x, that's going to equal 2 to the power of 2 times x, which is 2x. So now I have 2 to the power of x squared over 2 to the power of 2x is equal to 2 to the power of 4. Now, if I have something in the form a to the power of m over a to the power of n, this is equal to a to the power of m minus n. So now I have 2 to the power of x squared minus 2x is equal to 2 to the power of 4. Now, if I have something in the form a to the power of m is equal to a to the power of n, this means that m is equal to n. So in this case, x squared minus 2x, which is m, is equal to 4. So I have x squared minus 2x is equal to 4. And to solve this, I'm going to subtract 4 on both sides. So these two cancel out. Now I have x squared minus 2x minus 4 is equal to 0. Now to solve this, I'm going to use the quadratic formula, which is negative b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. So in this case, b is -2, a is 1, and c is -4. So I have x is equal to -2 plus or minus the square root of b squared, so -2 squared minus 4 times a, which is 1, times c, which is -4. And I have all of this over 2a, so 2 times 1. Now this is equal to 2 plus or minus the square root of -2 squared is 4, minus -4 times -4 is positive 16 over 2. So now this is equal to 2 plus or minus the square root of 20 over 2. And the square root of 20, that's the same thing as 2 root 5. So now this is simplified into 1 plus or minus the square root of 5. Alright, so in this problem, I have x to the power of 21 plus x to the power of 14 is equal to 36. So I'm first going to rewrite this as x to the power of 7 times 3 plus x to the power of 7 times 2 is equal to 36. Now, I'm going to put this as x to the power of 7 to the power of 3 plus x to the power of 7 to the power of 2 is equal to 36. Now I can let x to the power of 7 equal to the variable y. So now I have y to the power of 3 plus y squared is equal to 36. Now if I subtract 36 on both sides, these two cancel out, and I get y to the power of 3 plus y squared minus 36 is equal to 0. Now negative 36, I can rewrite this as negative 27 minus 9. And now I can rewrite this as y to the power of 3 minus 3 to the power of 3 plus y squared minus 3 squared is equal to 0. So if I have something in the form a to the power of 3 minus b to the power of 3, this is equal to a minus b times a squared plus ab plus b squared. And if I have something in the form a squared minus b squared, this is equal to a plus b times a minus b. So in this case, I can rewrite y to the power of 3 minus 3 to the power of 3 as y minus 3 times y squared plus 3 squared plus 3y, plus I can rewrite y squared minus 3 squared as y plus 3 times y minus 3, and this is equal to 0. Now if I factor out y minus 3, I get y minus 3 times y squared plus 9 plus 3y plus y plus 3. This is equal to 0. And this is simplifies into y minus 3 times y squared plus 4y plus 12 is equal to 0. So this gives me two equations. Y minus 3 is equal to 0, which means y equals 3. This is one solution. And y squared plus 4y plus 12 is equal to 0. So to solve this, we have to use the quadratic formula, which is negative b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac over 2a. And I'm not going to waste your time actually plugging them in, but if you do, you end up getting that it's less than 0, so this won't work out. So y equals 3 is my only solution to this equation. Now remember how we let x to the power of 7 equal y. So now I have x to the power of 7 equal 3, meaning x is equal to the 7th root of 3. Alright, so in this video, I'm going to solve the expression 5 to the power of log base 25 of 6. So to solve this, what I'm going to do is I'm going to use a simple property of logarithms that states that if I have something in the form log base a of b, this is equal to ln of b over ln of a. So in this case, I have log base 25 of 6 And this is the same thing as ln of 6 over ln of 25, which is the same thing as ln of 6 over ln of 5 squared. Now another property of logarithms is if I have something in the form ln a to the power b, this is equal to b times ln a. So this is the same thing now as ln 6 over 2 times ln 5. Which I'm actually going to rewrite this as 1 over 2 times ln 5 times ln 6. So now going back, I have 5 to the power of 1 over 2 times ln 5 times ln 6. Now, if I have something in the form e to the power of ln of x, this is just equal to x because the e and the ln cancel out. E times ln is 1, and I can just move the x to the front. So what I'm going to do is if I have something in the form e to the ln 5, this means that this is equal to 5. So I'm going to rewrite 5 here as e to the power of ln 5. So now I have e to the power of ln 5 to the power of 1 over 2 times ln 5 to the power of ln 6. Now these two cancel out, and the e and the ln cancel out. So I'm left with 6 to the power of 1/2. And 6 to the power of 1/2 is, this is going to be the same thing as the square root of 6. So the square root of 6 is my solution to this expression. Now, if you haven't already, please make sure to leave a like, subscribe, and share this video to your friends or family and see if they can solve this. Bye.